What's going on, guys? Retro Yugs here again with another deck profile. This is going to be on the Syncrocat deck we used in the last match video, Syncrocat vs Blackwing. This is going to be from the 2009 Dark Strike Fighter format. It is known as the Dark Strike Fighter format because that is pretty much the key card of every deck this format. You have a lot of level 7 synchros. They're the easiest to make in all the decks this format pretty much, and you make some pretty explosive boards, and Dark Strike Fighter can usually finish the game. So this is the Syncrocat variant of a deck of this format, and you have a lot of cards that are like kind of spellcaster and level 7 base. You got cards like Summoner Monk and the Rescue Cat. That's the key combo there, alongside like one of your 5 kind of spell and trap hate cards like Cold Wave, True Nade, Heavy, MST, My Body. So pretty explosive deck. We're going to get into explanations and see what it's all about.
Alright guys, so now we're into explanations. First off, we got Gorz. Gorz is a really defensive option. Something interesting about Gorz, a lot of people don't really use his second effect, but when you take burn damage, you can special summon him and inflict the burn damage to your opponent. It's kind of relevant in this format because there's a lot of DSF action, which is going to deal damage all the time. So Gorz can maybe just like when your opponent deals 14 with their Dark Strike, you can drop the Gorz, and if they're at 14, you just beat them. So something to always be aware of in this format. Then you get the Dark Arm. There's a lot of darks, so Dark Arm's a bomb. One Gale, there's a lot of cards like Brain Control and Mind Control in this deck, so Blackwing's a very popular deck this format, so you can just take their Blackwing, special the Gale, make some synchro plays. Gale's also a really good answer to like cards like Stardust, stuff like that, so it's not bad, even by itself, sorry. Then you got 2 Tomatoes. Tomatoes alright this format. It can really search out the Sangan, the Gale, the Summoner Monk. It gives a little bit of a toolbox, allows you to get the right amount of darks for Dark Arm as well. Then you get the Spy Engine. Arcanite is very relevant this format. Arcanite's really good. Destroy 2 cards. These cards are nice walls. They're going to protect you against Blackwings, which the cap on them is 2,000, assuming they don't have like a Kalut. So this can stall you some time, give you some bodies on board, give you some darks. This is a crush card target, just really good. Sangan, another crush card target. Search the key pieces of your deck like a Summoner Monk when you really need it to go off. And yeah, then you get the two cats and the 2 monks. Almost all of the time you're going to be monking into cat. Some builds this format did run a card called Rose Warrior of Revenge, which is just a level 4 tuner. That's decent for when you go first and you want to make like a Stardust Dragon, but it's just a really bad draw, so it's kind of a sacrifice you have to make. Keep in mind there are no XYZs yet for like 2 more years, so you can't really make XYZs with this card. It's really just so you can pitch a spell, get the cat, get some Airbellums, and from there you can make like 1 or 2 level 7 synchros, which is all you need to win in this format with Dark Strike. Then here are your beasts for the rest of the monsters. Airbellum's the most important one. You're going to be Airbelluming in a lot with Rescue Cat. Airbellum does have a secondary effect, which says when it makes a direct attack, your opponent discards a card. So pretty good. And it's a level 3 tuner, so you're going to be combining it a lot with level 4 monsters to make level 7s like Dark Strike, Black Rose, and Arcanite. Then you got the One of Raikou. It's mostly there so you can make like a level 5 off sync of Rescue Cat if you just like hard draw the Rescue Cat. It's also a pretty decent card this format. Mill some darks, or I don't know. And then you go to dark. Some people did opt for Desk Koala, which is level 3 dark, 1100 attack, 1800 defense. Flip, your opponent takes I believe 400 for every card in their hand. I kind of like that card this format, to be honest. It's another dark for your Dark Arm. It deals damage, which works perfectly with your Dark Strike. But Raikou's pretty good too, because Raikou actually does something as opposed to dealing damage. And then finally the Dark Panther. Great addition to the deck. It is a beast for Rescue Cat, so it'll let you make an instant level 6 if you just hard draw Rescue Cat. And something super relevant is it can copy the name and effect of a card on your opponent's side of the field. So a lot of the time against Blackwing, you can just copy their, let's say, Sirocco, and if you don't know what Sirocco does, its effect is gain attack equal to all Blackwings on the field. So if you copy their Sirocco, you could use Siroko's its effect, now that it's the Sirocco, to make it gain 2,000 attack, or however many attack based on the Blackwings. Or you could copy a Blackwing and special summon your Gale, or you could copy like a Goyo Guardian, or just there's a million things you could do with this card, which makes it really cool and is a crush card target, like I said. Next up are your, kind of back row hate cards. This format was known kind of for being a Cold Wave format, but something interesting is, like, towards the end of the format, people realized Cold Wave is kind of a dead draw, so they opted for more cards like My Body's a Shield and True Nade to be more consistent, I guess. But Cold Wave's still good. You get the one of. These are all one ofs. They're all great for helping you make those pushy plays. Because, again, very pushy format. It does remind me a lot of like Troop Dupe format, where it's like super aggro, but also has some play to it, It's not like over in one turn a lot of time. Then you get your 2 Mind Controls and Brain Control. Very synchro heavy format, so these cards are great, obviously. 2 Avarice, great in a Rescue Cat deck. You're going to get Monsters in the Grave quick with Summoner Monk, Rescue Cat, Mystic Tomato, Spies, stuff like that. So just recycle and card advantage. 2 defensive Book of Moons and a Scapegoat. Book of Moon's really good in these synchro heavy formats. You just slow your opponent down, and then you can pop back with your synchro heavy play. Scapegoat, really good against Dark Strike. They can't really do damage to you if you have Goat, so they can use its effect to sack, but that's it. Then Reborn, pretty dumb card this format. You can take a million good cards, so you don't have to really explain that. Onto the traps, you get the Crush and the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot's a really good answer to cards like True Nade, Cold Wave, Heavy Storm, obviously. 2 Bottomless, this is a really strong card, this format, against like a Rescue Cat. If you use it on their Air Bellums, you're going to banish both Air Bellums. Against Blackwings, you can stop them from their, if you stop their first summon, then you pretty much stop them, so do it like that. And against Synchro Cat, I explained, against Lightsworn, hit their Jinzos and their Judgment Dragons and their Lilas. So Torrential, staple, and then you get the 3 Solemns. Kind of counterintuitive in a Dark Strike format, where Dark Strike can pretty much do 4,000 out of nowhere all the time. But something good about Solemn is it kind of acts as more copies of these cards. So you can really make those pushes, and you don't have to be afraid of anything because you have the Solemns. Also, obviously, Solemn it's kind of a more consistent version of these, because it can also be used as a defensive option. So that's that. 40 card main deck, pretty sweet deck, kind of a bit all over the place. I like decks like that look like really nice brews, And let's get into the Synchro deck real quick. 2 Dark Strikes. This is the key card of the format. They were like $100 at Nationals 2009 for a reason. And believe it or not, Blackwing Gale was I think it was like 10 or more bucks back then too. Then you get 2 Blackwings that you can make with only a Gale. Very strong cards if you ever need them. This card is can't be destroyed by battle, and this card can pierce, and it gains attack when it attacks or something like that. 2 Black Rose, blow up the board to make game pushes. 2 Arcanite works great with your Spies. Also, if you like Mind Control like a Lila or something, that's a spellcaster. This pops 2 cards. It's like a better Black Rose in some instances, where you get to keep a body on board. Goyo. This card's really strong at taking Dark Strikes and stuff. It's not too hard to make. With Rescue Cat, it's a one card Goyo with if you just hard have Rescue Cat. Then you get the Gaia Knight. Trying to think why this card would be relevant, but I really can't. Maybe if you want to synchro in a level 8 or something, if you have Rescue Cat to make a level 6, and then maybe you Mind Control a level 2 tuner. I don't know. Can't remember why this card is relevant. You get Colossal Fighter, or maybe it's because Goyo's at 1 and you just need another level 6 in case you want to make it. That's probably what it is. Colossal Fighter is really strong. Level 8. These are your level 8s. And then you get a level 5 Magical Android. So that's the deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be the Blackwing deck profile.